Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. An option handoff here to Mixon. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get it. By the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap, Fields. And that's knocked away and incomplete. That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away. And maybe some indecision on getting the punt team out there, and they're going to get a delay. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. The Bengals bring out their punter now. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43.
46. We're going to 53.
Prescott to throw it. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after him.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. And they set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Fields. This is caught. It's Boyd. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a 1st down. That's his first catch of the game and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity.
Touchdown! A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. The first carry now for Tony Pollard to about the 48-yard line. The Cowboys at 500 now, 4-4 on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Swinging this out for Pollard. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
And this throw will be intercepted. Julian Love picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
The Bengals drive about to get going. 1-7, their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now, this organization is more than likely, if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So's the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Mixing up the middle. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. One play action. Fields. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Damone Clark fought his way through and buried him behind the line.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get him the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction.
Touchdown, Cowboys! A 71-yard punt return.
And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here's a give to Mixon. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Crossing route catch made by Johnson.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? And they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
Play action. It's Fields. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
To throw is Fields. This goes out wide from Mixon.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum. because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. Mixon. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
Well, that play's not going to go in their highlight reel at the end of the season, but the only benefit to the offense, maybe a little more space if they want to throw the football now after taking that loss.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Now Fields. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. And going deep for Hill. And got his man complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. But Dak Prescott, probably not the first name you think of in terms of strongest arms in the NFL, but he showed it off there. On 1st and 10, Prescott. That's into the hands of Tolbert. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 16 yards to the 16 and a 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Prescott now. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Tyreek Hill. He scored on a punt return, and now he's scored through the air. And the Cowboys have moved out in front. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Fields now to throw. The pass to Boyd, and he brings it in on the crossing route. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Fields. He's got the connection to Cooper. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 47-yard line.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fields looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Here's Fields. Eluding the pressure right. On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, 1st down. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open? And when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a 1st down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and start trying to cover downfield.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
They'll throw again. Prescott. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to get the football back at their own 17. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Fields on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw, Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over it.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. 1st down, Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Oh, this is blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And he gets it past the 30, but not much further than that. And the extra point attempt snuffed down.
I remember when they changed the rule, and there's a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now? Much more of a field goal attempt, and the defensive guys saw it as an opportunity to get more block.
That's exactly right. There's more effort now. Before, when it was snapped down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, those guys are going after it because not only can they knock it away and change a little bit of momentum,
and get 2 points.
They can pick it up and take it back for 2 points.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Out of the gun, Fields to Mixon on the check down. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And that is incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They'll try and run with Mixon, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. A first down throw for Prescott. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
On 2nd and 10, Prescott. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He is going to find Hill here. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
On 2nd and 12, Prescott. And this is caught at the 8. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. Here's Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. taken at about the 1. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bengals drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll run with Mixon. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. Denied on 4th down is Joe Mixon. And that will force a turnover on downs. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2. If they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And it's caught. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Second and goal from the 1. Pollard is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Cowboys add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Rashawn Gary able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense is going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here's Hill on the return. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Cowboys start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. The Bengals drive about to get going. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want...
Fields hit and the ball is loose. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because the defense got it. They were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
3rd and long. It's Fields. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
4th down. Fields has to have this one. He's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete there to Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Throwing on 2nd down. Fields. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Rashawn Gary. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. On 4th down, Fields. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Cowboys' defense is going to get them the football back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys' offense. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.